Ladies and gentlemen, it's a reality of the material world. There are crooks, thugs, criminals everywhere around us. It only depends to the degree, right? So, now, today, we will discuss 10 combinations which will help you to identify crooks and criminals. But always remember, there is no human being in this entire world who will not have at least one of these combinations. Okay, so I'm making it very clear. Just because you see one combination, it does not mean you go and tell that person, oh, you are a criminal. Suppose your father or mother or husband or wife, somebody has one of this, or a friend, and you go and tell them, oh, look, that astrologer said you are a criminal. Well, it will not do justice. Okay, so please don't do that. So that means inherently among the 10, you need at least 6 to 7 or more combinations or placements, as we will discuss today, to identify a criminal. Now, it can happen that the person might have 6, 7 of these placements and still not be a criminal, or it may be that time is separating. Person will commit some crime one day. Or it can mean that even if there are multiple combinations like 5, 6, but the person has some other very strong combinations which have kind of overpowered these negative combinations, and that is why the person is not into any crime. Or it can also happen the person does not have any of these and still is a criminal. So we can discuss 1000 combinations, but today we are here with only 10. All right. So please be responsible when you use this on people personally. Try to keep it to yourself. All right. And as usual, for personalized consultations, you can always visit my website below. God is there with you all the time. Just look to him and you will find him even if there are criminals around you. All right. So now the objective of this video is to make you feel empowered to protect yourself. That's the objective of the video. Okay, so if you know anybody who is displaying signs of criminal behavior and you know their horoscope or even their date of birth, or you have a photo of their palm, you can get some interesting clues. So we will discuss from palmistry, numerology and astrology, all the three, because many times you don't have the birth date even for using numerology, but you can get the hand, or you may not have the birth time, so you can use numerology and palmistry there. Okay. Number 1, the number 9 and 4 in numerology. So if 9 and 4 are together, then the person can have extreme anger, extreme high issues of lack of tolerance towards anything or anybody can happen, provided the person's chart is also very bad. Okay. But in general, you can see this 9-4 is present in many personalities like Adolf Hitler, for example. Then you have this, what was his name? General Dyer, who committed the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. He has this, okay? So in numerology, 9 is Mars, 4 is Rahu. So this combination is very, very, very dangerous. So if somebody has this combination, you may or may not create a crime depending on your chart, but you need to control your anger. Otherwise, things can go out of hand. Okay. So just because you have this and you have not committed any grievous crime, it does not mean you will not do anything else. Okay. So this is dangerous. Please do meditation, spiritual practices, and control your anger. Okay. Number 2, 6 and 4. So in numerology, 6 and 4 are the numbers of war. So if somebody has 6 and 4 together, then also there is very high tendency for war. Okay. Or the person has a lot of difficulties, challenges, and the person may become very aggressive even if the person does not want. And you can go and check General Dyer's date of birth. It is also there. So if you have this, again, you can be too much confrontational sometimes. So try to maintain peace and keep your mind calm. Okay. Number 3, classic astrology, afflicted Mars. Now, Mars can be either exalted or debilitated or Mool Trikon, friend sign, enemy sign, own sign, does not matter. If Mars is afflicted, so how will it manifest? If Mars is badly placed and afflicted, so if Mars is in debility or enemy sign and afflicted, then it can mean the courage is less, but you will do like, subtle crime, like, gossiping about others, or spreading misinformation against somebody, something like that. Subtle, it's not like physical, because you do not have the courage to do it physically. You will do it subtly, okay? So you'll always see this person who has a weak or a bad Mars but afflicted will do this. Now, on the other hand, if you have a very strong Mars and afflicted, like, exalted Mars or Mars in Aries or Scorpio afflicted, then they will be outward and they will go and do violence. Okay, so this is another danger. So either it's subtle or either it's active or passive. Both are criminal. Okay. Number 4, third house is the house of courage. So afflicted third house or third lord, very dangerous. This can inspire you to do sexual violence. Okay, so if you have this, then very careful with this. Okay. And especially along with that, if your Venus is also afflicted, and especially for a man, the Venus represents females. So you might do violence, or some female might end up doing the same to you. Okay, so along with this, if your Venus is also problematic, third house, third lord, then you need to take care that you do not do anything of this sort with some member of the opposite sex. And if you feel somebody else might do this to you, you also take precaution. Okay, not the best placement. And along with this, if you have all the other things that we discussed, then you are most likely to do something like that. Okay, so please do not do it. Number 5, if your moon is afflicted. Now this does not necessarily mean you will commit violence, but it can mean you do something wrong, because moon shows how you perceive this world. So when moon is afflicted, your perception of this world itself is wrong. You may feel, oh, nobody likes you, nobody loves you, nobody cares for you, so just go. And so either you will do like subtle violence, as we discussed for Mars, bad Mars, or you may do active violence. So therefore it is not the best thing to have. Okay, because a bad moon will take away your empathy. So whenever you give suffering to anybody, you will not be able to feel the suffering, and that is why you will perpetuate suffering to others. Okay, that's very dangerous. Number 6, afflicted sun. So afflicted sun will cause you to do violence in your company, or as a political leader, or you can become like a dictator. Why? Because when sun is afflicted, you cannot tolerate anything which others tell you, which is against you. So if sun is afflicted, then you kind of start to think you are like all in all, you are like God. Okay, because a bad sun will give very unhealthy ego, and a good sun will give you good leadership, good healthy ego. So therefore, if you feel that you are being too arrogant or too dismissive of people who don't agree with you, then maybe this is a placement you need to check, and you need to worship Lord Ram to get rid of this. Okay. Number 7, malefics, like 2 or more malefics placed in the lagna, not just one, 2 or more, like Saturn, Rahu, Mars, Saturn, Sun, Mars, something like that. Ketu also. So if 2 or more malefics are placed in the lagna, then it can mean that your intellect is somewhat distorted and you feel it's okay to do wrong. So this can also go towards, like financial crime, or like forgery, or like running away by taking the money of the bank or something like that. So this means you feel it's okay to do wrong. So this could be a very dangerous placement again. Okay. Number 8, this is classic, and this has to be there, prominent Dusthanas. So if a person has too many planets in the Bhavchalit chart of in the 6th house, 8th house, or 12th house of the Bhavchalit chart, then it means the person has a lot of weaknesses. And when the anarthas will act on you, you will not be able to say no to them. So you may commit violence because of lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, illusion. Okay. So therefore, if you have this, and especially along with prominent 6, 8, 12 houses, if your Lagnesh, Lagna Lord, and your Sun and your Moon, if these 3 planets are also in Dusthanas, which does not happen always, but can be sometimes. And if you have all these other combinations that we discussed, very dangerous. Okay, you need to take care. Now, Number 9. This is the last combination from astrology. Then one last is Palmistry. The last one is afflicted trines and trinal lords and Jupiter. So if 5th lord, 9th lord, Jupiter all are afflicted, then it means you lack morals and you can wreak havoc in people's lives. Okay. So this is again very dangerous. Okay? So therefore, take care if you have this. And last but not the least, the lower mouse, Mars. So if you take the index finger, this part, okay, so this is the Jupiter mount, and this mount is this mount, okay, from here till here, okay, not this one, not this one, this one, okay. So this is the lower Mars. If this is like, you can see it like this. If this is too much protruded, very high, and then the person can be very, very, very aggressive. And there are other things in the palm also which we can discuss, but I guess that's a topic for another day. Then the person does not think much. So if this mount is very protruded, the person does not think much before hitting somebody. So therefore, now, suppose you have these tendencies, what you should do? You should, do heavy exercises, and you should do a lot of physical hard work. So your toxic tamasic energy will be going out of your body and your mind also. And on the other hand, you should do anaerobic exercises that will help you counter the effects of this. And also you should try to become a vegetarian. And along with that, you should do spiritual practices, okay? So if you do these 4 remedies, then your criminal mindset will reduce. And of course, at the end, the best remedy is always to do spiritual practices, like learn about the greatness of God, have more empathy for people, feel more for others. And that is how you will be able to get rid of these criminal tendencies. All right. Thank you very much for your patience. Please take care. Thank you.